So talking about environmental justice makes me think of equity, and the way that I think in my personal life I would judge something through the lens of environmental justice is this decision that is made that impacts a certain group of people, a decision that I would feel comfortable with myself, that I would want my children to be in that kind of environment or impacted by that change or that decision. And if it's something that makes me feel uncomfortable, chances are it's not just for someone else who might be treated differently. And I think a lot of times, particularly in urban environments, there are certain communities where decisions are made based on that community's ability to fight back or represent themselves. And in many cases, the communities that aren't as organized or capable of fighting back are the ones that have suffered the most significant impact on their environment around them. The New Haven Land Trust does three things. Number one, we preserve land from development, and we have 6 preserves in the city. And are always looking to expand those preserves because natural infrastructure, particularly in an urban environment, is critical to the health of people, the education of people, and to our ecosystems. Second thing we do is community gardens. We have 50 community gardens in the city, and they're scattered throughout the entire city. Most of them are concentrated in lower income neighborhoods. It gives people an opportunity to grow healthy organic food, save some money, because as we know, organic food is much more expensive than sometimes the cheaper food that you get at McDonald's or wherever else, and it also builds community. And the third thing that we do is environmental education, teaching people more about the benefits of a healthy environment for the world, but also how it impacts them individually. A lot of times in urban environments, people don't interact as much with the environment because they don't have the need to, or they haven't been brought up that way. And we see our preserves and gardens as an opportunity to really improve people's view on how important it is to protect the environment. I believe that one of the best ways to get people excited about the environment is by tapping into them when they're really young. So we're starting a youth program at the Land Trust where over the summer we're hiring New Haven youth to work in the preserves in our community gardens. And part of the program will be to teach them valuable work skills, but it will also be to instill in them an idea of stewardship and philosophy that healthy food and protecting the environment are something that is something that's really important in their lives. And the other way that I think we help engage people that are not near our preserves is by bringing a little bit of our preserves to them. And whenever people are interested in starting a new garden, if there's not one nearby, we work to facilitate finding a vacant city lot, building the raised beds, bringing in soil that's clean for them to use, and teaching them how to grow food nearby. In a number of neighborhoods in the city, green space is hard to find, particularly in Newhallville. And so by creating a public green space where people can interact more, I believe can have a significant impact on the community. The Land Trust welcomes as many people and actively is looking for more volunteers and people to voice their vision on how we can increase our impact in the city. For our preserves, we have a preserve committee that's run primarily by volunteers. They make decisions on land acquisition. In an urban environment, there's not a ton of land available to acquire that's not been already developed. But on our community garden side, all of our community gardens are run by volunteers. They're gardened by volunteers. And we have a very small staff that helps facilitate the vision and idea of community members of what they want to see their garden look like and the kind of impact they want their garden to have on the community. It's a work in progress in many ways. We're developing educational signage in the preserves to teach people about the environment that may happen to just walk through our preserve, and that we don't have someone actually interacting with them. So we're working on that. We also want to add a tech element to that where people with smartphones can scan a QR code and maybe have a guided tour by a voice of someone that's pre-recorded. We are organizing this summer a number of personal tours where we have experts come in and we open up our tours to anyone in the community that will teach about the ecosystem, or we're working with the Parks Department and hoping to set up a canoe ride through one of our preserves, things along those lines. And on our garden side, we offer a number of different workshops partnering with other organizations in the city that focus on food and food security and sustainable agriculture, groups like Common Ground. So we offer these garden workshops that teach people how to garden, how to make sure that they have the right soil balance to have productive gardens, how to start seeds, how to deal with different pests in an organic and environmentally healthy way, etc. Just people are interested in volunteering. Please volunteer. We need there's so many good ideas and so many good projects to implement, and one of my own personal frustrations as executive director is that there aren't 10 of me and 10 of my staff that can implement all the ideas. So we need to rely a lot on volunteers and people to help us implement a lot of the great projects